Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Kit. Today's video is going to be me talking about a book that I finished yesterday. It is the 2nd of August when I'm filming it, and I am already on my 3rd book of this month, which is Five Little Lies by Amanda K. Morgan. This is a reread. Anyway, that's not the book I'm talking about today. It is actually this book, which is The Hate List by Jennifer Brown. This book follows Valerie when she goes to school like every other day, gets bullied like every other day, and there's a school shooting, and the person that is doing the school shooting is her boyfriend, basically. And the reason why it's called The Hate List is because Valerie and her boyfriend Nick wrote a hate list. Valerie started the list, and it had the names of all the people they disliked / hated, and it had a bunch of people, and then Nick, so Valerie went to school, her phone got broke by someone, and then she told Nick, and then Nick was like, alright then, I'll sort it out. And then he did, and then he shot her, and then he went through shooting anyone that was on the hate list. Except for one teacher who wasn't on there, and the reason why he died is because Nick asked that teacher where another teacher was, but the teacher that got shot was like, I don't know, and then Nick just went, phew. And then the shooting ended because Valerie stepped in the way of Nick shooting someone. So instead he shot her in the leg and then shot himself. But yeah, that's basically the premise of this book. And then it follows Valerie afterwards as she's in therapy and she's recovering. And yeah, it's really, really good. I've read one other book that's a school shooting, and it's 3 Hours by Rosamund Lupton, and that was really good, but I think that, if I remember correctly, that one was more of a terrorist attack centred at a school. It would make sense if you read the book. I have my my book journal right. So, before I even read the book, purely based on the fact that it's a school shooting, and I enjoyed one other book that was a school shooting, I thought this book was going to be 4 to 5 stars, and it was actually 5 stars, and oh my god, sorry, there's a hair. And I really, really enjoyed it. The book was split into parts, so it's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and so on. And I enjoyed that. I like it when books do that, because this book is quite thick, as you can tell. It's 400 pages odd, 500 pages odd. But then that's because this book includes a hate list novella, which I didn't read, and it also had flashbacks, and it had mixed media elements, but then it didn't really have that many. Mixed media elements was just mainly like, it was kind of like newspaper clippings, and it said a victim, and then it said a bit about the victim. I'm trying to find one. I can't find one. I absolutely loved this book. I thought it depicted, like, not just Valerie, how the school shooting took a toll on Valerie, but how it took a toll on her family, how it took a toll on the other victims, and the victims' families that were involved, even how it affected Nick, even though he's dead, and like how quickly the schools will kind of be like, oh, we are healing, when they are not. I've never been involved in a school shooting because I live in the UK and it's not very common here. This book is set in America, I'm guessing. But yeah. Saying that, I don't want this to sound bad or anything, but I did find 2 favourite characters in this book. And one was Dr. Healer, who was Valerie's, not psychiatrist, but her therapist or whatever. And I just found him really, really funny, and like, let's ignore that sneeze. I found him a ray of sunshine into darkness that is this book. You know, it makes sense, it's about school shooting. And I just found him really funny. For example, he told Valerie, "You are going to make it to the end of this semester." And Valerie was like, "I don't think I will." And she did. And then he was like, "Haha, I'm right." She made a joke about it. And then there was another bit where he said something, and then she was like, "You're right." And then he was like, "I'm right again. I should make a career out of this." Which was funny. And I loved him so much. I also like Jessica's mum. You barely met her. You met her at the end. But then that's kind of for more of a silly reason. And that's because I am obsessed with barbecue sauce and pretzels. And she made homemade pretzels and had barbecue sauce. So I fell in love with her. Yeah. This video was actually a lot shorter than I expected. But that's my review of Hate List by Jennifer Brown. I do recommend it. It did make me tear up slightly at the graduation, because there was a part in the graduation, there was, I think it was a bench, and it had like a list of all the people that were killed, and it even included Nick, which Valerie didn't expect, so she got really upset. Well, it wasn't that she got upset in a bad way, it was more like shock that they included him, because even though he's the one that did it, he was still a victim. And Valerie got the blame. A lot of people hated Valerie for it because she wrote the hate list. And I don't know how to word this without sounding like a douche. Not that there's sides, but I was personally kind of on Valerie's side, because she didn't pull the trigger. And she wrote a list of people she hated, but what child hasn't done that? I mean, obviously, not every child is going to go out and shoot for people they dislike. Like, I wrote a list of people I didn't like when I was younger. I didn't go off and shoot them, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think what else happened in this book that I like. You also... I don't know. I'm just going to end this review here. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I apologise that it's short, and it's probably going to be even shorter by the time I edit it. And I shall see you guys in my next one.